Hello, everybody. Once again, it's time for the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. And with me today are the mayors and supervisors of the various communities we cover. Let's start right off the bat with John Moffett in the town of Mendon. How's everything going in Mendon, John?
Great, Chris. Thank you. First of all, I just want to mention to everybody regarding, as everyone's seen in the news regarding COVID, that so far we've been able to stay out of one of the color designated zones, which is great. And I ask all our residents to keep up the good work. Also, I would ask that we continue to support our local businesses. Unfortunately, we've seen a few of them having to close for various reasons, and we certainly don't want to lose any more. So I would ask everyone to support all our local businesses in our neighboring towns as well. We have some great businesses in our neighboring towns. And with the holidays coming up, I know it's going to be tough this year for everybody, but I think we just got to keep our chin up and keep putting our shoulder into this thing, and eventually we'll get past this. A couple of things around town. Our roofs are done. That's the community center in the village on North Main, and two buildings at our highway department over at Summel Road. Our electric car charging station is up, but we are waiting for some software, so that is not in operation, but the hardware is there at least. We do have some openings on various boards, being planning, zoning, environmental conservation, historic preservation, and board of assessment review that come up every year at the end of the year. And so if anyone is interested in more information, I would suggest that they contact me. I'd be more than happy to provide a job description for any of those. Our highway department has moved to 2 shifts. We have a kind of a traditional A and B shift. So we are, it's a little difficult to have a lot going on outside during our B shift because obviously we don't have much daylight. So we're doing a few things at town hall that needed sprucing up. We've got some of the highway guys down here doing some painting. We're going to replace some carpeting, that type of thing when it's not snowing. So we will continue to monitor the COVID. Certainly, there are testing sites, and as I understand it, they're ramping up those testing sites, and we want all of our residents as well as our neighboring communities to stay safe. And we look forward to 2021 and some better news along those fronts. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Mike Falk, the town of Lima.
Thanks, Chris. If anyone is not familiar with the Livingston County zip code COVID map, it is an interactive map, award-winning, that the county put together so that you can dial in and click right down into any of the townships by zip code and see how many active cases, how many recovered cases, etc. That is on the Livingston County website. You'll see the town of Lima, of course, mostly the 14485 zip code. We do not have data for 14472, even though that does overlap. The Genesee Valley Council on the Arts is holding their Artful Holidays sale, December 4th through 13th. It is at number 4 Murray Hill Drive, which is at the Mount Morris complex up there on the hill. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 to 5, Thursdays, 11 to 7, and Saturdays, 11 to 3. GVCarts.org is the website. You can pick up something that is handcrafted and very unique for the holidays, and the proceeds go to benefit the Genesee Valley Council on the Arts. Construction here at the Lima Town Hall is ongoing. They're ready to pour the concrete for the elevator footers, and the construction has started for the mechanical space, which will be taking a small bite out of the records area. The Lima Town Board opened a public hearing this past Tuesday on amending Chapter 250 and Article 4 of the zoning ordinance regarding distilleries, breweries, welding and fabrication, firewood, and vehicle and equipment repair. This hearing is going to remain open into January and probably February, so that comments from the planning board and the farm board can be added into the discussion. There is a copy of the proposed changes on the Lima Town website. The town also took dedication of Tupelo Trail, which is the new development off of Dalton Road that can now get added into our plowing routes, etc., and normalized water billing will start. Our end of the year meeting is set for December 29th, 10 a.m. here at the town hall, and the Town of Lima organizational meeting January 4th, 10 a.m. here at the town hall. That's all I've got.
Thank you very much, Mike. We'll talk to you next week too. And right now we'll have Eileen Hansen from the Village of Scottsville. And Eileen, you're on mute, so you can unmute yourself. And we can have—
I always do that. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Our office is now closed. It's by appointment only again. Luckily, we're not in the yellow zone and we'd like to stay out of it. So please remember to make an appointment, wear your mask, and do everything that helps keep everyone safe. We will be closed. The closings for the holidays are December 24th at noon and December 25th, and then December 31st at noon and January 1st. We are looking for members of the Rochester Street Historical Advisory Board. We've gotten some applications and interest in that, but if there's anybody else, please let us know. North Road is finishing up, thank goodness, and all set for plowing season. They're finishing up some odds and ends. It looks great, but I will keep reminding people the speed limit is 30 miles an hour. Our board meeting is on this Tuesday, the 8th at 6:30. It will be remote. You can get phone access or the link on our website, which is www.scottsvilleny.org, or through our Facebook page. The DPW has finished up leaf season as of Friday. They're moving into plowing season. The plows are ready. The salt is ready. And this past week, they've been putting up the decorations on Main Street, taking down the flags and banners, hero banners, to be put back up in May of 21. We are moving into budget season and beginning to gather information from our departments so that we can have that done in early spring. We all know that the holidays are going to be different this year. As we begin the season, I want to just remind everybody to remember to wear your mask, socially distance, and limit gatherings. I know it makes it difficult, but it doesn't mean we can't enjoy this time. As I drove around the village, I love seeing decorations and lights. It's almost like doing a parade in reverse. So it's great for everyone doing these decorations for others to see. And I want to just remind people we can still enjoy the smells and sights of Christmas, the Christmas cookies baking, Christmas trees, candles, and the delight of being with our families, even if it means by Zoom. So take time this season to step back and savor the things that we can do, and hope everybody will have a great holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, Eileen. Now you made me hungry. Jerry, Rush, how's Rush doing?
Well, Rush continues to be the best kept secret in Western New York. and that's a delight for all of us who live here. I wanted to piggyback on Eileen's comments about the COVID. In my own house, we usually have 10 to 12 for Thanksgiving dinner. We had this year 2.5. What I mean by that is my wife and I, and our son ate, but he didn't eat with us. He stood at the other end of the counter because he's very concerned about spreading the COVID virus to his mother and I. So that was kind of different. We missed having that many people, and to watch him stand at the end of the counter was different also, but that's how we dealt with it. And I think we're going to see more variances like that in the future. I don't like the continued news broadcasts of the virus escalating, but you know, I think we can all play a very important role in helping to make it go away if we do the mask wearing and social distancing, and kind of like stay home for a little while. I found out staying home for a little while this year has left more money in my pocket. I don't have to go to the bank as much. That's a good thing. But anyway, I also want to make sure that everyone understands that we are going to be closed December 24th and December 25th. We'll be open for full service on both sides of that, and then we will be closed again on December 31st and January 1st. We will have a organizational meeting and a board meeting combined on January 13th. So anyone who wants to find out what's going to go on organizationally in the new year, attend that meeting by Zoom. I've already talked about COVID, and I guess I can't talk enough about it because I am in the vulnerable age group. I don't want to get it from anyone, and I don't want to give it to anyone. The last thing I'll mention, for those who have been anxiously awaiting, the new library roof will commence on Monday or Tuesday. I believe materials will be dropped on Monday, and the actual labor will be started on Tuesday. That, for those of you who remember, is the 14-year leaking roof in the town library, and it's gonna be stopped, and I can't be happy enough. I might even bring in a couple of breakfast pizzas next week to make sure that the workers are warm and fed. That work will be done, weather permitting. It'll be completed by Friday afternoon. So I'm delighted about that, looking forward to it, and can't wait to announce next week that it is completed. We then will be moving the crews inside to take care of the necessary problems which caused the roof leak to start with. And next week, I can't wait to start to talk about the start of that work. So with that, I'll leave you with those thoughts and wait to hear what someone else has to say.
Thank you very much, Jerry. So Todd, you're up. It's West Bloomfield's turn. What's happening there?
Thank you, Chris. Apologies for not having made a couple of the last video calls. I'm going to provide a little bit of an update from Ontario County Board of Supervisors meeting last night. Firstly, though, Eileen, I hope that Smell-O-Vision comes back sometime soon, or maybe it'll be Smell-O-Zoom, I'm not sure, but having Christmas and Thanksgiving dinners via Zoom, if they can figure out how to put smell into this technology, I think we'll all be really happy. Last night at the county board meeting, we approved a couple of additional positions within Ontario County Public Health, and this goes to all of the comments in regards to COVID. Our county health department has been diligently working As the numbers increase, the contact tracers and the efforts that go into contact tracing start to wear down staff, et cetera. So we approved a couple of temporary additional positions to help with some of the contact tracing. And to that point, I would ask everybody to answer the phone if it's from a contact tracer. Be truthful. We've had instances where people are saying, no, that didn't happen, or no, I wasn't there. And then someone else finds out that there really was a gathering of that size. The increase in numbers that we're seeing are from those small gatherings. It's not really coming from the schools and places like that. It's from those, 15, 20 person gatherings, and then someone goes off and sees someone else. And that's where we're starting to actually see that spread happen. To that end, currently we're asking people to make appointments to come into the town hall. The door is not locked, but the clerk can see you coming. And so we're kind of aware of who's coming into the building. We don't have a lot of foot traffic in our new town hall. And with our plexiglass shields and everything in place, we're pretty safe. And I don't really want to have to close the town hall. So we're looking for people to make appointments if they're coming. Happy to announce that this week, the second half of our former town hall, which was a double wide trailer attached to the highway garage, has finally been removed. So that's been a couple of years in process, but that was part of the construction of this new building. So happy to see that removed and gone to a new useful place. We have had one person from our planning board move within New York State. So we do have an additional vacancy on our planning board. So any residents that are looking to support and help the town of West Bloomfield, looking for anyone to make any applications for the planning board. We will be soon starting up a comprehensive plan review. So always looking for additional residents to participate in that as well. Locally, the Historical Society has completed the construction of a couple of concrete ramps on their building to allow for easier access. The new president in the society ran some additional programs last year, not quite as many this year, but there was a lot more interest in the programs, and this is going to make that building much more accessible as many of the members are starting to age out, and many of the folks who attend those had some difficulty getting into the building, so that's going to solve that problem for them. The Congregational Church here in town continues to do Friday food distribution, so for those that need that, make sure you keep your eye on the Facebook posts when Corey puts up those posts, and there is food available, and sometimes it actually lasts into Saturday as well. Highway departments made their first couple of plow runs. So seeing that process is nice to see, but it's kind of sad. That means winter's coming. But to that point, from the smaller towns within Ontario County and some of my associated peers here, this goes back to the COVID scenario. We're working on backup plans with surrounding towns, because if one person in the highway department, his or her spouse, ends up in the protocol, you may end up having a whole highway department get quarantined, and that puts a lot of residents at risk. So working through the backup plans with neighboring municipalities to have additional service, and at least making sure that we're plowing the main roads. And so really that comes with our, I think, an annual request to residents: if you can travel or you have to travel on the main roads first, because we're going to be covering those first. And if we are called to help any of our neighboring towns, we'll be doing our main roads and their main roads, and then getting into the secondary roads. So just asking for wintertime for people to slow down a little bit and be aware that all of the departments and all of the towns are working as diligently as they can to make sure that we're keeping the roads safe and clear. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Todd. And we've got Rick Milne on the line now. Hey, Rick, you made it just in time. Last but not least, from the village of Honeoye Falls.
It's great to see everyone. I appreciate your time. We're doing pretty good in the village overall. Main topics of discussion continually revolve around COVID-19, the yellow and orange zones, and how that affects us. The prognosis continues to be that things will get worse before they get better. And it seems like a broken record, but until the virus goes away or a solid vaccine is openly available and distributed, the only defense is going on the offense. And the offensive play is well known. You got to wash your hands thoroughly and often, use hand sanitizer, clean surfaces and areas of your home and office as much as possible, be socially distant whenever you can. and be cognizant of those people around you. You know, I mean, if people are not wearing their masks and stuff, stay away from them. And we need to wear our masks. You know, it's been proven, and that's the main thing we can do. The village office is back to being open by appointment only. Our staff are working continuously to make sure that we're getting all the work done. We're working remotely, as well as limiting the number of employees in the office. We're working split days, and our DPW is now going to, now that the leaf pickup is completed, we're going to split days with our DPW. But again, of course, as Todd was just saying, everything with DPW kind of revolves around the weather. So we'll do what we need to do to keep up. As I mentioned, the leaf pickup has been completed. Please don't bring any more leaves out to the road. If they get frozen, it creates a real issue with the snow plows. And, you know, you may still bag them up and bring them down to the DPW facility on Ulrich Lane. So that's still a possibility if you need to do that. The village has approved a process to purchase all electric energy via a solar grid. We've worked with Rocktricity on that. This is going to take place in 2021, but in January and February, there will be a couple of informational public hearings that Rocktricity will hold. And we have a lot of information to get out to people, but this will be one of those automatic sign-in processes. So people will be supplied, the residents and small businesses will be supplied their electric through the solar grid. If people do not want to participate, they're going to have to opt out. And again, this information will be, you know, very clearly presented. We're expecting a minimum of 5% decrease in costs for all the residents and people that do participate. So that's going to be coming forward. Let's see. Oh yeah, we do have another public hearing Monday evening, December 7th at 7 p.m. for a new home development on the old Wolfsburger Park, which is on Clover Street, North Main Street.
Can you repeat the date on that? The December
December 7th.
Okay. December
7th at 7 p.m. And there is on our village website, and Chris, I did send it to you as well. There is the link. It is a virtual meeting. Of course, all these have to be virtual right now. But that link will be on in the Sentinel, as well as on our village website, Facebook page, etc. And I want to be very clear to anyone listening that has any concerns or questions about this project. It's about 118 homes, mixed size homes, etc. We think it's going to be very positive for the community. There have been quite a few questions on it, and I certainly appreciate that. The way we're handling these public hearings is we're listening, we're writing things down, and we will get all the questions answered. You know, most of the public hearings, sometimes we let these things get a little bit out of control where it's just banter back and forth, and that doesn't do anyone any good, and we really don't get the questions answered thoroughly. Our goal and our plan is to make sure we have every question, you know, detailed and dictated and recorded. And before this process is complete, every answer, every question will be answered. We'll put that in print, no matter what the question is. And we've had some very interesting questions, but we want to make sure that this is done right. So we're taking our time with it, but we think this is going to be a very positive project. So Monday evening, 7 p.m. and the link will be in the Sentinel as well as on our website.
All right.
That's it for the village.
Thanks a lot, Rick. Anybody else have something that they may have forgotten? No? All right. Thank you, everybody, for participating in this week's Mayors and Supervisors Update. And thank you all out there who watched it this Sunday afternoon, early Sunday afternoon. Remember, it's every Sunday at 1 o'clock on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Bye-bye for now. We'll see you next week.
Take care.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.